Now we're back. Evidently Facebook's having an issue sharing Chrome tabs, so I have to share my entire screen to make that work. So what I'm doing here is gonna over here. Okay, yeah, that's working. I can see. Now in this little window, exactly what's going on here. All right, so to start back at the top, let me see, where were we? All right, today's video we're going to be discussing local SEO. If you don't have a copy of the ebook, hit me up in the comments section. I'll be happy to shoot it your way. And with that being the case, we're going to dig in here and let me skim through this real quick. This ebook covers everything you need for competition research, technical SEO, how to scrape citation sources from your competitors using WideSpark, walks you right through that, and of course on-page SEO optimization techniques, H1 tags, H2 tags, meta tags, all that good stuff, even a little bit on competition research. Then we get into setting up your Google My Business profile right here. This is a 36-page book, quick read, but it's very dense, so you may have to take notes or reread it a few times. I put 5 years of research into this thing. First thing it's going to do is ask you to start building your profile. Type in your business name, find out if it's already known or if you need to actually enter it. If so, you can enter it right here on the next tab. Then it's going to start asking you questions about your business. Do you have a physical storefront? Do you have a location? If so, go ahead and plug it in there, hit yes. If not, don't try to spoof Google, they will know. And they will punish you accordingly for it. So with that being the case, hit no, and it'll give you the option to make a service area. So you can just draw a bubble around the service area that you cover, and that will work for that. Next, you provide deliveries to home or office. You hit yes or no there. It'll ask for your contact information, put that in there, and then choose an option to verify. There's video verification, there's phone verification, and there's mailer verification. Generally, mailer is like 99% of the options I end up seeing. So chances are they will mail something to the address you give them, and it'll have a code on it. And once you enter that code, you will then be able to verify that you are who you say you are and you do business where you say you do. And then you'll be able to go live and you'll be in the map section right here. So I'm gonna pick on contractors in Dallas. You can see ads up front, map section right here, organic down here. Now the reason you wanna be in the map section is because if you notice the ads, you got Home Advisor and Angie right there. Organic section, again, Angie, Yelp, BBB. There's a lot of big competition in those areas. You will never see those guys in here because of this process that Google puts you through. They want to make sure that you are a local business and you are in good shape doing what you say you do, where you say you do it. So that's why we want to get in here. So keep following along and we'll get you all set up here. Next thing it'll ask you to do after you request your postcard is plug in your hours. If you want to add messaging, that's a good thing to have. A lot of these do have messaging. You can see call right here. There's another one that says messaging, but this guy didn't set it up, so you can't see it. But it would be one of these buttons. That's a great way for you to start interacting with a client right off the bat, real quick. So you could just start messaging back and forth. Then you want to plug in some original content from your business description. Don't just copy and paste from your website. Google hates duplicate content and it'll slow you way down. Then you want to drop some pictures. Ideally, these will be pictures from around the service area you have. Let's say you are this guy here, specialty contractors, and you do a job over here. When you load the pictures to your profile, automatically it's going to be like 12345.jpg. What you want to do is rename it something that corresponds with your search or what you want to come up for in search. So say you're these guys and you did a kitchen remodel up here in Highland Village. You would rename that kitchen remodel highlandvillage.jpg, and that picture, if it was taken on a smartphone, will automatically be geotagged. So Google will know you do kitchen remodels in Highland Village. Here's the geotagging confirming that yes, you are right there where you say you are and doing what you say you do. That will help your ranking for that particular search term in that particular area. Do that a couple hundred times and see how green the map turns for you. Then beyond profile pictures, we got, it'll ask you if you want to advertise. You can skip that and come back to it if you want, or you can start running ads right away if you want to go that way. And after that, your profile is pretty much ready. You just need to get that mailer, enter the code, and you're live. So that being the case, how do you improve your ranking in this area so that you show up here in the top 3 instead of down here on page 4 where no one's ever going to bother looking for you, like poor RJ Contracting. No one's ever going to find him down there. You do that with several techniques. There's the Q&A portion of your Google My Business profile. Let me just pull open someone's profile here. Oh, that's his web page. Let's go back to where we were here. Okay, this is our top guy. So you'll notice there's several features here. You have reviews. You definitely reviews. I got a video out on my YouTube. I can link here in the comments if you want to see it. It's how to solicit Google reviews in under a minute. It's really easy. There's a section on your Google My Business profile where you can grab a short code, embed it in an email to your client, and after you're done with your job and you're paid, everything's happy, you can shoot them that email asking for a review, and they just click that link and they're automatically right there ready to drop a review. One click, done. Easy. Easier you make it for them, the more you'll get more reviews. So that is one major factor at play in ranking reviews. Another, accuracy of your information. Name, address, phone number have to be consistent everywhere across the internet. So generally when a new Google My Business profile gets made, the first thing you're going to want to do is get a bunch of citations. Now, citations are like your Yellow Pages, your Manta, all of those sources. Those are all going to be pointed directly at your Google My Business profile. You can actually even pull up the map showing where you're at. If you're a service area business, it'll show the bubble around your service area and whatnot. I imagine most of these contractors here would have like a bubble all around the metro area here. So embedding the code from that map in your citations is a great way of pushing authority to your Google My Business profile, as well as drawing traffic through here so that you increase your ranking here. So the more traffic you have through here, the better your ranking will be. Plus, we also have a done-for-you service that automatically does that thing. It creates 300 citations for 30 bucks a month, so less than $1 a day for 300 of them. That's a great deal. And then we also have another package that channels 7,500 blog posts and targets all of those in a 3-tiered fashion at those 300 posts. So you're funneling tons of traffic and pushing it all through here. And that's really going to push your rankings up for a variety of keywords, because all of those blog posts feature different keyword sets. So that's how you get multiple keywords on the map, so you're showing to type any kind of weird variation that corresponds with what you do here and show up. So that's how that works, and that's another service we have. I think that one's $5.99, something like that. But that's just a one-time thing. You order them in batches. Order it, watch it. If there's some keywords you want to bump up some more, order another one. It's that easy. We also have Google My Business Management, where we handle all of these different techniques and run everything for you. So that's another thing we offer. But I'm getting ahead of myself. So you want reviews. We covered that. All right. Photo and video updates. You can also update upload photos and videos. And like I said, those are a great way for expanding your reach in different areas. I've shown you heat maps before with green dots and red dots. Usually the green dots are top 3, which is these 3 positions, and the further down you go, they turn yellow, orange, red. So by monitoring that, I can see, for instance, contractors in Dallas. This guy obviously is green right here. However, if I was over here and I did that search, he may not be in the top 3. It varies. Location is a factor. So if I'm this guy here and I want to be in the top 3 up here where all the money's at in Denton, how do I do that? Well, a couple ways. You could either set up a second Google My Business up here. If you know someone who can receive a postcard, then we can set up, let's see, Home Pro Contracting. So let's go with Home Contracting Pros. It's a different name, different address, slap a different phone number redirect on there, and now you have a separate entity that's basically a shell that's passing traffic to you. That's kind of how Home Advisor works. Do that a couple dozen times around the city, and you become your own Home Advisor, and you're going to have more leads you know what to do with. But another way of doing this is simply the photo update method, which I was just talking about. Say you have a job up in Denton and you just did a kitchen remodel. So I would rename that image Kitchen Remodel Denton, Texas, or Denton, Texas Kitchen Remodel. Mix up the words so you get all the variations and permutations in there. If you took the picture with a smartphone, Google's automatically going to see the geotagging, and they will know that you are who you say you are, and you are doing what you say you do, where you say you do, because they'll see the geotag, they'll see the name of the picture. Google sees code, not images. Think of it that way. So keep dropping pics to your Google My Business profile for where you want to rank better and get more work at. Same applies to video. Here's a heat map I ran from just north of San Francisco in the Sonoma County area. Basically blew up the Sonoma, Marin, and Napa County region for one of my clients, and they are very happy. So they've stuck with me for a few years now. All right, another couple ways. Let me go ahead and jump into my Google My Business profile so we can walk through there real quick. I'm going to look at where I'm at here. So here's the home page. Here you can monitor some various metrics. You can monitor reviews, your posts. So we're going to go down the line here. Your home page, you want to make sure that your name's correct, your address is correct, your services are correct. You want to also utilize this post function. You'll notice here I've got some posts that I did where you're basically slipping keywords into a short little couple sentence paragraph. You're linking to your main page. You've got some hashtags for the Instagram and a call to action right there, order online. So that's a pretty decent post. And that picture, yeah, I actually geotagged that to correspond with, you guessed it, Sonoma County. So yes, according to Google, Godzilla lives in Sonoma County. So that is another function. You want to drop these posts at least once a week. Because look, you're getting an extra 50 views off of them. 11 views, 4 views, 3 views, 2 views, 2. It's hit or miss. 40 views, see? Sometimes they're good, sometimes not so good. But yeah, work the keyword, work the article, slip in some of your major search terms into that article. Make sure your name, address, phone number, and a web link are on there. And I even like to daisy chain my posts by linking each post back to its previous post. It just seems to work. Google bots seem to like that kind of thing. So moving on, the next tab is your info. You want to make sure that you have your primary service and your sub-services. We're a web design company, but it's also an internet marketing services. We do hosting, we're a marketing agency, all that stuff. You want to include all of it. There's our address, our service area, because we are a service area, but we also have people come by my place and we do some web design here. I got my hours here, online service hours, my phone number, web address, appointment link. If you have one, you can set it up here. You can list your products here. That also ties in there. And then go through the services. Here, it's good to research your competition a little bit and find out what main keywords and what services are offered, and go through the list. They have a bunch of defaults. So take your time, grab some coffee, scroll through the list, click everything that remotely applies to you and plug it in there. Then you got your social identifiers. I'm a 20-year Air Force veteran, so my company is veteran owned. It's a single-story house, so it's definitely wheelchair accessible. And we have a bathroom, which is just a standard bathroom, so I figure that's gender neutral. And then we got our about information that we plugged in to the GMB when we set it up. Put some original stuff there. And that is all that there is in the info section. Also, here's a quick little tip. Here's how to find the Google Map embed code. I can view myself on maps. There I am. Now, if I wanted to share this with somebody, I could copy this link and send them a little quick tag to where I'm at and my GMB profile and all that good stuff. Or I could grab the embed code, copy that, and we like to embed these in the citations we create. That adds extra oomph to your citations because they all are linked back to your GMB profile. And then when we add 7,500 blog posts pointing at that citation, you're getting a lot of traffic going through your GMB for a lot of different keywords, because you can jam a lot of keywords into 7,500 blog posts. So that's our ranking methodology there. And here's where you monitor your insights. Here you can see how many searches you got, what your site traffic looks like, and all that good stuff. Another good thing for monitoring metrics, though, is Google Analytics and Google Search Console. These are free tools, so you definitely want to utilize those given the opportunity. Next, of course, we touched on reviews. So you definitely want to hit up that section. And actually, where is that? I'm going to show you where the short code is for that. I think that's on the home page. Here we are, get more reviews. There's your short code. If you take that and you link it in with an email you send out to your clients, so you can just type in review here. I'm going to compose review, and you highlight it and you hyperlink it. Then you can go ahead and Control-C, Control-V. Okay, now you've made a clickable link. So if someone clicks that, they go to your review page. And that looks like blammo, there you go. So that's how you send an email out to your clients, and they can click one click and they are right there ready to drop a review. And it's even better if they drop photos, because again, geotagging. So that's how that is accomplished. So let's get back to where we were before. All right, reviews, then of course calls. You can also track your call history if you turn that function on. Messaging, again, you can also track your messaging if you have that function on. You also want to upload plenty of photos showing where you're at, what you do, some behind the scenes stuff, your crew acting goofy, some of your cool work you've done, things like that. Anything really, if it has geotag significance and a keyword associated with it, it's going to help. Here you can also list your products. I don't do that because it's digital services, and I tried it and they slapped me down for it, so I just went ahead and removed them. It's better to have my profile up and active than to try to get away with slick shit. But if you're like a contractor or a therapist or something like that, you could always list like kitchen remodels, bathroom remodels, roofing, siding, or for therapists, your different modalities or different symptoms you treat, anxiety, depression, PTSD, things like that. So that could also be correspond somewhat with your services. So you want to definitely fill out all the services you could possibly think of that have anything to do with what you do. The wider the net, the more traffic you'll capture. And this, if you don't have a website and you're just using social media, check this out. They'll even give you a website. This is a free little website builder that Google My Business has built in. And they will take all the information that you gave them, the photos, the info, the about, all that stuff, and just pull it together and make a cheesy little website for you. So if you don't have a website, this is a free option. So it might be worth taking a look at for all you guys running a Facebook page in lieu of a website. And then of course your users. And this is where you would plug in anyone that you're working with on your website or on your Google My Business profile. We do active GMB management where we upload photos, posts, reviews, we load questions and respond to the questions with answers, and all of which is designed specifically to target your keywords and ranking. We do this for $250 a month, and all you need to do is add me as a user under management function, and that's how you are able to get someone in there to do all of this work for you. Or you could do it yourself. It's not that difficult, it's just a little time consuming, but now you have the knowledge and the tools at your disposal. These are all free tools, so make use of them. And that basically covers a lot of the ins and outs of local SEO. You want to utilize as much of the functions as possible here, and you want to just stay consistent. Post at least once a week. Drop photos at least once a week. Definitely look at your keywords that correspond with like your service pages, kitchen remodeling. So I would do a post here, it would be kitchen remodeling in Denton, Texas. Then I'd write a little article and drop a couple permutations or modifiers of that particular term in here, and of course do all the linking and whatnot. So that is something you want to do at least once a week, or not, if not twice a week. Photos, again, you can do those as much as you want. Drop one a day if you want. It's not going to hurt anything. I wouldn't go beyond like 3 a day. That could be interpreted as a little bit spammy, but there's also a question and answer portion in here where people can actually tag a business and ask a question. Where is that? I think it's down here a little bit more. Yeah, here we are. Ask a question. Another function we can utilize is using a Google verified Gmail account. We can tag your business with a question that's keyword rich. Keywords, doesn't matter where they're at. Google's going to see them. So if I ask a question to Mr. Home Pro Contracting down here downtown and say, hey guys, do you guys do kitchen remodels in Denton? And then I can jump into your Google My Business profile. Since I'm the manager, I would see the question pop up on that other side and respond, hi, thanks for your inquiry. Yes, we'd be happy to do a kitchen remodel in Denton, Texas. So that's 2 ways of getting more traffic for that particular search term. And shut up, Siri, I'm not talking to you. Dirty little spy. All right. So that is another way, your Q&A portion. Your reviews, again, I showed you how to solicit reviews in under a minute. That's a great way of building up your social credit, I could say, your authority. Well, generally people are always going to look at the top results, because people have list bias and they always think that the top result is the best result, and the further down your list you go, the worse results you're going to get. It's an inherent human bias, and Google utilizes it brilliantly. They also do the same thing with reviews. So you can see all these guys have pretty good reviews. So you want to harvest your reviews selectively and definitely get those happy customers that form in their hands so that they can give you good reviews. And that's about it. Keep doing that consistently. Keep dropping pictures from around your service area. Keep dropping posts with geotagged photos from your service area. Keep soliciting reviews from customers in your service area. Tag your GMB with some questions and answers in your service area. Drop citations. Research your competition. Find out where they have citations and get those citations for yourself. Or you can utilize our Done For You service and get 300 citations right off the bat in under a week, and then supercharge those citations with our Done For You blog service. And that would turbocharge those and definitely get you all over the map pack. And then it's just a question of consistent methodology with the posting and whatnot that we covered, which we also cover. So we have the trifecta ready to rock and roll. We can manage your GMB. We can load the citations on your GMB and manage those. And we can drop blogs galore until you are showing up all over the map pack on page 1. That's one option. Another option is, if you have the time and not the money, it's better to just do it yourself. So now you know how to. So I hope that helps you out. Again, all these techniques apply universally across all Google My Business profiles. So again, if this was you and you want more business up here, you could always drop another GMB in that area if you know someone who is willing to receive the postcard, and just make a separate GMB under a separate Gmail account with a unique address, phone number, and name. So Home Pro Contracting could easily turn into Home Contracting Pro up here, but same thing. And same thing there and there, wherever you want to drop them. If you know a guy there that can receive the postcard for you, you can set up multiple GMBs around an area. That's how, these chain stores, like, I'm sure there's a carpet place somewhere around here that has like 5 locations. That's pretty much how they do it. And to a higher degree, that's basically how Home Advisor does it. But they utilize location pages on their website, which is another thing that you can do. So to get into lead generation a little bit, one thing I would recommend to these guys is to add locations to their website. So they want to talk about all the services they do in like Dallas. So kitchen remodels in Dallas, Dallas bathroom remodels, Dallas siding, Dallas roofing, whatever the service they do, you want to utilize those long tail keyword sets that target the service city. As you saw, Dallas remodeling, Dallas kitchen remodeling, Dallas bathroom remodeling, Irving kitchen remodeling, Irving bathroom remodeling, Irving roofing, things like that, etc., 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 etc. More location pages you have, the better you're going to do in showing up in that particular area. Now, on page, those could come as location pages that you build out over time. And then you could also utilize that same technique we're using with the blogging to supercharge the citation links to turbocharge those pages as well. Take that particular set of keywords on that location page. Let's just pick on Garland since my cursor's there. So you cover kitchen remodeling, bathroom remodeling, home remodeling, home additions, all in Garland. So you have those keyword sets. Kitchen remodeling Garland, bathroom remodeling Garland, etc., etc. Now we can use those as the anchor text in blog posts and point those blog posts to that particular location page on your website to boost the domain authority of that page. So that page will be the first thing to show up in this area, whereas the location page for Irving on your same website would show up in this area. That is another way of growing your reach and expanding your green dots out, really. which again goes back to, where's my book? Here we are, right there. That's how I grew this. They have location pages talking about all the various little cities in Sonoma County, Napa County, and Marin County. And ultimately it started growing their heat map, which is what this is called, out to cover those areas. What we do then is turbocharge those by pointing blog posts at those location pages, just like we would on a standard landing page. So again, citations, guest posts, content. Those are the three pillars of SEO. That's how you grow your footprint. That's how you grow your business online. So we utilize all those functions. Build out your locations pages on your homepage. That's creating content. Google loves content creators because that's how they make their living, providing accurate, relevant, local results to a search query. That's their whole business model. Now, if you're pumping out content to fill that need, they love you and they will reward you for it. Second, you want citations talking about all the things you do, and generally they point to your GMB. And when we do them, we embed the GMB map like I showed you before, and we also include a web link to your main landing page. We include a link to your reviews. We link everything up. I can even link your YouTube page if you're doing videos, which I highly encourage because, well, Google owns YouTube and Google loves Google. So if you can embed YouTube videos in your website, into your GMBs, into your blogs, you're going to get rewarded for that too. So content, citations, and then blogging, really. Getting traffic building, backlinks, supplemental backlinks, which are like just posts in message boards and other people's blogs, comment sections. Saying, hey, check this out. This is a great blog on that topic. And then it hyperlinks to Roofer Denton, Texas, and it shoots over to that location page on that person's website, or it shoots to their GMB. Wherever you want to channel the most traffic, that's how you build that out. So again, these are all services we offer. Hit me up if you're interested. Otherwise, if you have more time than money, these are all things you can do yourself. Just takes a little know-how and a lot of time. So that, I think, is going to pretty much wrap up this week's Saturday morning fun time with Johnny. And if you have any questions, put them in the comments below. I'm going to post this in the group. I'll probably also upload this to YouTube. I keep a channel there on YouTube where all my lives are at. I can share a link with that. Comment link if you want that link. And also, yeah, while you're over there on my YouTube, remember that we're going to be doing a raffle on Halloween, giving away a fully built out and optimized WordPress page, 10 pages, a full website. And we're giving it away on Halloween. So like and subscribe to my YouTube to be entered. And hopefully we'll be talking soon to get you onboarded. So otherwise, hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend. I'll keep it short and sweet here at 30 minutes, and I'll talk to you later. Have a nice weekend. See you later.